Hey everyone, welcome to the Vita Cast episode 94. I'm your host Tyler Oltoff, and with me as usual it is Kyle Wakeling. What's up, Kyle?
Not too much, Tyler. Feeling a lot better than last week, though, so that's good.
That is good, although I'm sure you passed it on to me because yesterday I felt terrible. And right when I got home from work, I passed out. I didn't do anything last night.
I must have given it to you through the computer, Tyler.
You must
Computer
have.
virus to human virus.
That is some crazy stuff there.
Addicted shit.
Well, yeah, I'm feeling a little better. My head still is a little congested feeling, which sucks, but I'm feeling better, so anyways, that's my little fun bit for the day. There's no Liam, unfortunately. He did want to say something, though, didn't he, in his little comment, right?
Yeah, he did.
Let me find it. So he says, I have a message for the listeners. So last week I went on record as saying TGS 2015 stood for Vita totally got screwed. I would like to retract that statement given the sheer amount of news and announcements we've posted in the last weeks. The future of the Vita, at least in Japan, is absolutely looking awesome. My sincerest apologies for all the doom and gloom. So yeah, just wanted to get that out to you guys. Anyways.
And this bitchiness is why he's not on the podcast this week. I was like, no, you're not coming back.
Yeah, take that, Liam. Anyways, let's continue this. This is the Vita Cast. We talk about the Vita. And this is where we talk about what we've been playing on the Vita. So, Kyle, what have you been playing?
Well, not too much in range, but actually quite a bit in playing. I played a whole whack of Hot Shot Golf this week. Just kind of getting back into it and got to kind of, get myself relaxed when I wasn't feeling so good. So
yeah,
played lots of that. I did play a little bit of Super Time Force Ultra, though not very much. I don't think I got much farther than like the whole tutorial thing at the start of the game. So I was just like, it didn't catch me too much. Well, not right away anyway. We'll see. Yeah. I also played some Tetris Ultimate. It seems like it takes forever to get any of the trophies in that game. Like, I got like 2 fairly quickly, and then it's like all these other ones are like, yeah, do like everything forever, and then you'll get a trophy. I'm like, oh, that's not cool. So, working towards that, but that's been kind of a pain in the ass. And I've played some Resident Evil. Going for trophies on that. Kind of pissed me off on that too. I was going for I think it's clear episode 1 with just the knife, trophy. So I upgraded my knife the whole way. So I had like the quickest like swipes or whatever. And it was like the most powerful on that skill chain thing. Mm-hmm. And I took on chapter 1 and I beat it. And then I took on chapter 1 or whatever as Barry, and I beat it, and I was like, okay, and then like the screen loaded, and I was like, okay, where the hell's my trophy? Because it didn't give me one. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't kill anybody with anything other than the knife, although I might have used physical attacks, although it was like with the knife, so I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I should have got it. It ripped me off.
Maybe it's bugged.
Maybe, but other people have it. I looked on PSN profiles, and people have it. So it can be done. There's just something that I must have missed or done stupidly, or it like counts something stupid and I didn't realize. So
none of your teammates decided to just kill one?
No, every time I switched to Moira or Natalia or whatever, and like it was the other person was there, I made sure there was nothing around. So nobody like shot anything, nobody did anything. They just kind of stood there and it still boned me.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it is pretty messed up. But yeah, that's pretty much all I played this week. What about you, Tyler?
Well, played a little bit more than you, I think. I played some Ratchet and Clank Collection, not too much of it, but played a little bit of it. I also started working on one of my weapons in Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. I wanted to get some better skills with the other weapons because I heard that it's a good idea to do that. So you can unlock different passive abilities or passive skills that boost your character. regardless if you're using that weapon or not. So I'm like, that's something I needed to do. Because I want to beat the game, and I'm not very good at beating games lately, so hey, why not
Booers.
Yeah. Anyways, I also played a little bit of Kick and Fennec. The game is challenging, but I'm pushing through it. I think I'm just past chapter 2, halfway through 3, I think. I also played a little bit of Invoker's Tournament. It's a pretty fun game, but it's weird still. But yeah. What else did I play? Oh, I just got Steins Gate, so I am working through that. Haven't played a lot of it, maybe like half an hour. Still in the prologue, so definitely not far at all. Just trying to get a feel for what the story's going to be like and how it plays out and all that fun stuff. So definitely got to play more. I also played a little bit of Soul Sacrifice Delta, just completing some missions and getting closer to beating that game, even though that game's pretty big too. What else did I play? There is something hiding amongst all these games. Shovel Knight, that's right. I played Shovel Knight. The new update came out, so I was playing as Plague Knight, and he is so difficult. I am terrible with him. I died so many times. It was getting frustrating, so I stopped playing that for a while. I played that, I think, maybe Wednesday last week, so like right as the last week's podcast came out, and I haven't touched it since. It's just so difficult. I'm just terrible at the game, probably. But hey, I gotta play more if I really want to get better at it. Yeah, I think that might be it. I'm clicking through all my bubbles right now. No, I did play Resident Evil Revelations 2. And I think Borderlands 2? No, maybe. Maybe. I don't remember. I think I might have played Borderlands 2. But I also wanted to mention something. Kyle and I were talking about this before we started recording, but I figured out how to change your pictures in the themes, and I'm not sure many people might know about this, but whenever you download a theme and put it on your Vita, the pages normally give you like different images. So like the recently released Persona 4 Dancing All Night theme gives you different characters for each page. So right now, whenever you put it on, you get the hero, like the main dude, you something, I can't remember his actual name. And then the next one would be Nanako. And I'm going to say it right now, I'm not a big fan of Nanako, don't really care. She's adorable, whoop-de-doo. Anyways, I wanted to switch it out, and I was getting so mad because I was like, you can't switch them out. But you actually can. I did some digging, and it was actually pretty simple. If you just hold down the screen and go into edit mode, and then you click on the bottom right where it shows the images, so just how you would normally change the background, you'll see the theme can be touched. So you touch the theme, and then it will load all the images that you can use within this theme, which makes it to where you can customize the layout of each picture. And I had no idea about this, so if you're wanting to do that, there you go. Just a little tip. And if you have any other tips that you'd like to share with us and that we can share with the Vita community, please feel free to send us an email or on Twitter or anywhere you know how to get a hold of us. So I just wanted to mention that. Anyways, let's get to the reviews. We've only got one, so I'm going to make Kyle read it.
Well, aren't you a jerk? Alright, the only review from this week is Super Time Force Ultra. It was reviewed by James, and he gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and he says, Super Time Force Ultra is one of my favorite PS Vita games, with interesting and amusing characters, great gameplay, and some truly beautiful visuals and soundtrack. It is one of the best games on the system, and I assure you that it's a great way to pass the time. End quote. So high praise there from James. Can't say I necessarily agree so far, but I'm not that far in. What are you thinking, Tyler, on that one?
I'm not that far either. I think I've only played what I did in my video, and then maybe 10 minutes more, because I've just been way too busy with other things, so yeah.
We're all Super Force Ultra no time, Tyler. No time.
Yep, exactly. It's just, there's so much to play right now, and I'm really trying to do a better job at completing games, so I don't know how well that's going to last, considering Persona 4 Dancing All Night comes out next week, and I still haven't even beat Danganronpa another episode, and I just got Steins Gate all these really, really long games are just gonna destroy my time. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Read the full review to find out more about that game. That's one of the free ones, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's free this month.
So, I mean, if you got PlayStation Plus, go grab that and whatnot. Anyways, that is all the reviews we've got from this week. So let's jump into those new releases. And in North America, we are getting Heroes of Loot for $2.99. It is also on sale if you have PlayStation Plus for $2.39. Whoop-de-doo. We're also getting Mahjong Carnival for $5.99. Pumped BMX Plus for $9.99, which is on sale with PlayStation Plus for $7.99. And Rally Copters, which is $12.99. And I also wanted to mention that Persona 4 Dancing All Night theme is on sale right now for $2.99. Anyways, Kyle, what's happening in Europe?
All right, Europe gets the Curve Digital Instant Indie Collection Volume 1. I don't know what it includes, but you're getting it. And it's at £17.99, €21.99, or Australian dollars 32.95. We're also getting Heroes of Loot, which is £4.39, €5.29, or Australian dollars 7.90. And Pump BMX Plus, again, £7.99, €9.99, or 14.95 Australian dollars. This one has a 15% additional discount for PlayStation Plus members if you've got it, so use that. And the last thing that released this week is Strike Solitaire and Strike Solitaire 2 bundle. It's out. I think that's a bundle. I don't know. Listen together. I think it's a bundle. It's out on the 24th, and it's £6.49, €7.99, or 11.95 Australian dollars. And that's all we have.
All right. So that Curve Digital collection comes with the Swapper, Stealth Inc. 2, and Thomas Was Alone. Just to let you know. So yeah, Kyle, North America, any of those you getting?
Well, I'm kind of interested in Pump BMX Plus, but that price is kind of turning me off a little bit. And I'm broke, so that's not happening.
It's only $7.99.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I was expecting a little cheaper than that.
Really?
It didn't look
How much was
much. I don't know.
How much was Ollie Ollie and Ollie Ollie 2?
Shit, I don't know, dude.
I think they're like 15, right?
Yeah, but I would have paid that.
True. I mean, Ollie Ollie and Ollie Ollie 2 are great games, and they proved themselves. So.
Yeah. I just don't know. I'll have to hear about somebody's experience that I trust.
Yeah, I tried getting a review code for my channel, but they replied saying, "Yeah, we'll get you one," but I never got one. So
maybe it'll happen, Tyler.
Maybe. I don't know. It's only $7.99. I might decide to, but of course I'll buy it, and then they'll send me the code, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Always. That's always what happens.
Yep. So, anyways, yeah, for me, I was a little interested in Heroes of Loot, but it's just too many games, and Pumped BMX as well. I am interested in it, but too many games, and was kind of waiting on that review copy, so I didn't want to pay for it when I didn't need to. But I might. If I don't get a review code, I will definitely take a little better look at it, see if I really want it. So the other two games don't really have any interest in at all. But they don't look terrible. I'm not into the Mahjong type of games, and Riley Copters looks extremely challenging, and I'm not looking for an extremely challenging game right now. So, yeah. You want to head to the news, Kyle? Let's do that. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
We've got a bit here, so let's jump right into it. First up, the 2015 Tokyo Game Show has already brought a few awesome announcements for the Vita so far, and there doesn't seem to be any signs of stopping, especially with Square Enix, who appear to be delivering a ton of goodies. While they brought announcements on Dragon Quest Builders, to Yuki no Setsuna, World of Final Fantasy, and Saga Scarlet Grace to the Sony Computer Entertainment Japan Asia press conference, they have also announced that a remake of Game Boy title Final Fantasy Adventure will also be making its way to Vita. The game is set for launch this winter in Japan, though no further details have been given. Next up, it has been revealed this week that two upcoming Japanese titles, Moru Crystal and Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme vs. Force, will each be getting an English translation version to be released in the Asian market in 2016. If you're hoping to be able to play either of those titles via import, as they're not likely to release that here, it looks like oh my god, I can't read today. It looks like with a little extra wait, you'll be able to do so without the language barrier. Alright, next up. A hefty new update for the recently released Resident Evil Revelations 2 has been let into the wild this week, bringing some welcome new features, tweaks, and fixes. Version 1.02 of Resident Evil Revelations 2 has been achieved on Vita via a newly released 972 megabyte patch, the full details of which are as follows. Added Polar Bear Lodi costume for raid mode character Cypher, added Jessica costume for raid mode character Gina, added ad hoc raid mode, fixed friend invitation in raid mode, added support for additional buttons on a paired wireless controller, adjusted the brightness setting for a better horror experience, and as for the size post-install, it looks like we're only gaining 69 megabytes. Kyle, hey Kyle, jumped from 3,824 megabytes to the only slightly larger 3,893 megabytes post-patch. That's palatable, we suppose, though the nearly 1 gigabyte patch download was certainly a pain in the ass.
Wasn't it, Tyler? Wasn't it?
It was. I actually had to delete something to download it.
What bullshit. Anywho.
Oreos. Don't worry, I'll mute my mic. Continue.
Alrighty then, moving on. Summon Night 6 Lost Borders may be coming to Europe, if a recent Bandai Namco trademark is to be believed. Lost Borders was trademarked by the company recently, despite Bandai Namco previously stating that they had no plans for localization. However, you should take the news with a grain of salt. God Eater 2's subtitle, Rage Burst, was also trademarked by Bandai Namco earlier this year, but its localization has yet to be announced as well. In other Summon Night 6 news, however, it has been confirmed in the latest issue of V-Jump magazine that characters from previous entries in the Summon Night series will be making a return in Summon Night 6 Lost Borders. The returning characters include Addy from Summon Night 3, voiced by Ayako Kawasumi, Luvade from Summon Night 2, Magna from Summon Night 2, voiced by Daisuke Kishio, and Saha, Magna's partner, summons from Beast from Summon Night 2, voiced by Yukana. Summon Night 2 will allow you to have up to 8 characters in your party, although if this includes Summon Beasts, you'll actually have up to 12 combatants. Set to launch on PlayStation Vita in Japan during the spring of next year, keep an eye on the Vita Lounge for more news on Summon Night 6 as and when we have it. Next up, Vita Dungeon Crawling RPG Rage Gaunt gets a demo on the Japanese PlayStation Store. Its update has released and it's getting a sale, Bandai Namco announced. The demo is available now and features part of Ichiya Amikaze's chapter. If you do play the demo and decide to buy Rage Gaunt afterward, your data will carry over. The free title update we detailed for you last month is also available now. And in addition, Bandai Namco announced a 20% discount sale for downloadable version of the game. The sale takes place from now until September 30th and will feature a discounted price of 5,331 yen compared to the original price of 6,684 yen. If you need some Rage Gaunt ASAP, there's tons to be had. New details and media regarding Ikeni to Yuki no Setsuna were presented by Square Enix this week at the Tokyo Game Show via a live stream. A 90s-esque RPG with a modern twist, Ikeni to Yuki no Setsuna is set on an island where a ritual sacrifice is offered every decade to keep monsters at bay. One day, however, the monsters begin attacking long before the next ritual sacrifice is planned, and the ceremony is moved up in response. The sacrifice candidate is Setsuna, an 18-year-old girl with strong magical abilities, while you play as her bodyguard. Your job in the game is to keep Setsuna alive until you reach the location where she must be sacrificed, which promises to be no easy task. Featuring a world map that connects towns and dungeons, but won't feature battle, places such as towns can be mined for information by talking to villagers, and if you look really hard, you might even find treasure. In town there are also shops, and in shops you can buy items such as potions and ether, or if you need to run from battle, there's always the Miststone item. Speaking of battles, they only occur in dungeons and begin when you contact an enemy. Battles take place on the area map, and as such, there's a seamless transition between exploration and battle. The battle system itself is the command-based Active Time Battle ATB system, where actions available include attack, magic, and item. At the bottom of each screen are the characters and their MP HP reserves, as well as their ATB gauge underneath. Ikini Tsuyuki no Setsuna is due in Japan sometime in early 2016, with director Atsushi Hashimoto noting that the game will be out, quote, before it gets warm, end quote.
Alright, next up, you'd think that your... Let's redo that. I'm just not having a good roll right now, Kyle.
I can tell, Tyler. I'm over your loud mask.
I'm trying to adjust your audio while fixing mine while you're doing that, and it was not having a good time. But luckily I didn't mess up any of your audio.
Well, good, because my audio is the important part, Tyler.
Alright, anyways, let's continue. You'd think that if your game has already attracted a fair amount of criticism and controversy during its development, you'd set about fixing things behind the scenes and try to rebuild that confidence. Concept, the developers behind Mighty No. 9, don't seem to be able to catch a break right now with the upcoming Mega Man-inspired series, and we have recently learned that the trial version that was expected this month has now been delayed. The team explained on their website, quote, "We want to give you some clarity on the demo situation. Although the demo has been finished and was ready to go, we ran into some very last-minute and unexpected complications with distributing the demo exclusively to all our backers through Steam. We've also been listening to your feedback about preferring to have a demo that is not time-limited. Given the complications with giving you the demo, we came to the conclusion that it would be better to make the demo DRM-free without any time restrictions. Because this demo is exclusively for you, our backers, we still needed to have a way to get the demo to each of you individually, and we've been looking into all the options. We're currently working with our partners at Humble Bundle to prepare the demo for delivery through their service. Unfortunately, this change in our plans means that the release of the demo is going to be slightly delayed, as we are currently working on retooling the demo for a DRM-free release. Concept and all our partners are working hard to get the demo ready in our backers' hands as soon as possible. We sincerely apologize for this delay, but we hope you'll like the resulting changes. We will keep our backers up to date regarding the release of this demo as soon as we have more information." End quote. The comments section seems to be filling up quite quickly with requests for refunds. Mighty No. 9 has already been subject to multiple delays already and is currently expected in 2016. A refund because a demo is delayed. Whatever. I
think this is like the second time the demo was delayed, and this is supposed to be like a proof of concept for people who backed to show that they're actually getting something because all this shit that's going on, and they can't even get that out to them. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just it's you know, the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing.
I don't even know. I back this game. I don't care. I'm just waiting.
You're patient. A lot of people are patient. They're like, I paid for this. I want it now. You better give it to me now. And the guy's like, yeah, I'm still drawing these characters.
Yeah, I have like, I don't know, maybe 5 games I've backed right now, and I don't even know if I could name them all. Like, I just forget about them. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I get an email every once in a while. Backer update or whatever it is. Anyways, continuing on with the news. The free-to-play MMO action title Dynasty Warriors Online Z makes the leap to Japanese Vita accounts very soon. Set in the Dynasty Warriors universe, Dynasty Warriors Online Z has you create a character, grab a weapon, and jump in, battling others, both CPU-controlled and other players, roaming around the world and leveling up like any other MMO. It follows the same battle system style as the regular series games and has both campaign and melee battles for you to participate in, though campaign battles are held weekly to fit with the MMO theme. Currently available on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PC, the game is now set to hit our favorite handheld with the usual Vita tweaks, via the Japanese PSN, a release window of November given for now. Next up, Konami has announced at the Tokyo Game Show that the newest entry in the Jikuyu Pro Baseball Series will be coming to the PlayStation Vita in spring 2016. The latest entry in the series has not been given a title as of yet, though it will release on the Vita as well as PlayStation 3 and PS4. We'll update you when we hear more.
Alright, moving on. It has been confirmed that Square Enix is porting Star Ocean Second Evolution to the PlayStation Vita. The news comes from Star Ocean 5 producer Shuichi Kobayashi, who revealed that the port was coming to both Vita and PlayStation 4 during a Famitsu Channel Tokyo Game Show 2015 broadcast. Although no release date was mentioned, Kobayashi has said that the release isn't that far out. The role-playing game is a port of the PSP title with the same name, which itself is a port of the PS1 title Star Ocean Second Story. Port or not, I'm sure if it's good, we'll have no issue with that. Next up, another week, another PS Vita game cancelled. This time the unlucky title was the highly anticipated Final Fantasy Agito Plus. After getting our hearts ripped out when the Final Fantasy typo was announced for next-gen consoles, there was a ray of sunshine when Square Enix had announced that mobile game was getting a Vita port at last year's TGS. The updated port was to take place in Typo's universe and was to continue the Fabula Nova Crystallis series, but after being 9 months delayed, Square Enix canceled the port with no explanation whatsoever. Final Fantasy Agito Plus was set to release January 1st, 2015 in Japan, but obviously that wasn't happening. Stay tuned for the Vita Lounge if and when we hear any more details regarding this cancellation. Boo. Moving on. 5PB and Mages have announced that a remake of visual novel You Know a Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World will be coming to PlayStation Vita in Japan. Originally released as an adult-oriented visual novel on PC in 1996, 5PB and Mages will be bringing the game, which centers around a son's search through parallel worlds for answers about his parents' disappearance, to Vita early next year as a remake. This likely means that the adult bits will be stripped out, or at least toned down, though that hasn't been confirmed. Details are scarce at the moment, but we do know that You Know a Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of the World is set to release February 18th in Japan, and we'll be keeping an ear to the ground for you as always.
Alright, next up. Recently released in Japan, Samurai Warriors 4 Empires will be coming to the West early next year. Koei Tecmo has announced, right on the heels of the game's September 17th Japanese release, that they'll be bringing this historic Musou title with a strategic twist, Samurai Warriors 4 Empires, to both North America and European shores in early 2016. Further details haven't been released yet, but we'll make sure to keep an eye out. At the Tokyo Game Show, Bandai Namco announced a release date for recently announced the Asterisk War, the Academy City on the Water. The game will launch in Japan on January 28th, and it will cost 6,800 yen. However, a limited edition will also be available for 9,800 yen, and will include the following alongside a copy of the game: a CD soundtrack with game original music, original drama CD featuring the everyday lives of the heroines, a Blu-ray disc featuring a roundtable discussion with the leading voice actors, a short movie, and more. Mini posters featuring various illustrations, a 8-1 picture illustrated exclusive box. For more news on the Asterisk War, the Academy City on the Water, keep it here at the Vita Lounge. Developers Kenichi Agasawara and Takeshi Morinaka have shed some more light on the upcoming Tokiden 2 in this week's issue of Famitsu magazine. Here are some key snippets from the Famitsu article. It was decided that it would be the best to make a sequel sooner rather than later for Tokiden to become a new poster title for Koei Tecmo. To make Tokiden 2 feel more immersive, it was decided that the game should become an open-world game. Tokiden 2 will take place in the same era and world of the first game. The game's multiplayer population will be increased, but there will be some requirements to play online. Tokiden 2 will feature cross-play and cross-save functionality between the PlayStation Vita and the console version. Koei Tecmo will release a demo for the title prior to release in order to get feedback from players in a similar fashion to the demos released for the previous titles in the series. Tokuden 2 is set to release on the PlayStation Vita in 2016.
Alright, getting on with that news. SWT Tech's detective game Pixel Noir will be coming to the PlayStation Vita if it meets its $30,000 Kickstarter goal. Described as a game that's a combination of Earthbound and Sin City, the player is a detective that will solve various cases from missing pets to murder investigations. You'll be doing it all. Gameplay will consist of the tried and true turn-based system that contains special abilities and upgraded and customizable weapons that will be useful against those tough bosses. There's also an investigation mode that will rack your brain in trying to solve the latest case, as each of them have different outcomes depending on your choices. Pixel Noir is still in early stages of development and is more than halfway to their goal that ends on October 21st. Also, for those of you who have a PC, there is a playable demo on their Kickstarter page if you're interested in giving it a shot before giving it a backing. Next up, God Eater Resurrection. The reimagining of the first God Eater game is set to launch on Vita in Japan next month. It has recently been confirmed that there will also be a demo launching next month, too. The demo will include a series of challenging missions, the progress of which will be able to be carried over to the final version of the game when it launches. God Eater Resurrection is set to launch in Japan on October 29th, and the demo will launch a few weeks earlier. If you got a Japanese PSN account, make sure you keep checking and get ready. Kicking on. Tecmo Koei Games have announced at TGS 2015 that Yoro no Naikuni will receive DLC after the game launches in Japan. While very few details are known about the DLC at the moment, we can expect to hear more following the game's release, but one thing that we do know for certain is that the DLC will be free. Yoro no Naikuni is set to launch in Japan on October 1st, and if you want to see it come to Western Vitas, then be sure to politely let Tecmo Koei know on Twitter.
Alright, next up some more Tecmo Koei news. Koei Tecmo announced during Tokyo Game Show that the release date and featured characters of Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus. The game will release in Japan in spring 2016 and will feature 9 characters, all of which were voted for in a character election poll conducted by Koei Tecmo. Featured characters are Marie Rose with 17.6%, Honoka 14.9%, Kasumi 12%, Ayane 8.4%, Kokoro 8%, Nyotengu 7.6%, Hitomi 5.9%, Mamaji 5.1%, and Elena 4.9%. Additionally, there are plans for Honoko to have a Vita first print costume. For more news on Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus, keep it tuned to the Vita Lounge. Rising Star Games has announced that, in partnership with they'll be bringing Lumo to Vita early next year. Molded from the mind of Gareth Noyce, former co-founder of Ruffian and current head of Triple
A.
Is that really what it is?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Anyways, AAA. Lumo is a unique take on the isometric adventure game, but at the same time a love letter to the golden age of British game development. It features over 400 rooms, tons of secrets and puzzles, and a plethora of nods to the day of gaming past. But most of all, Rising Star wants it to be the first great game of 2016. Will that be the case? Only time will tell, but at least now we know what to wait for, right? It would seem that Square Enix are trying to remain tight-lipped about their upcoming PS Vita JRPG exclusive Saga Scarlet Grace. At a stage show at TGS 2015, the publishers announced a few small details of the game, including that your party will be able to have 5 members at one time, but other than that, they only showed just a slight glimpse of the game in action. Saga Scarlet Grace will launch in Japan in 2016 and will be sure to lift the lid off the title as soon as Square Enix do.
Alright, home stretch here, guys, home stretch. Bandai Namco have revealed the release date for upcoming Vita JRPG Seraph of the End, The Origin of Fate, and it turns out that Japanese fans won't have to wait too much longer. The game will arrive in stores on December 17th for 6,800 yen and will come with a first print bonus of theme download code, a cast talk, and a digital illustrations gallery. Next up, Bandai Namco announced the release date for Idolmaster Must Song's Red Board and Blue Board at Tokyo Game Show 2015, along with some other details. Music fans will be able to get their hands on the games December 10th in Japan, and each will cost 5,700 yen at both retail and download. However, only first print retail copies will come with a Vita downloadable theme, each version having a different one. Well, at TGS, Bandai Namco also revealed the soundtrack for the games. Each will feature 40 songs. Red Board will have the first half of the songs from the Idolmaster series' 10th anniversary, while Blue Board will have the latter half. Vita collectors, beware, you'll need them both to have caught them all. And our last real piece of news. Koei Tecmo have taken to both the European and North American Twitter accounts to announce the release dates for Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires in the West, and it's fantastic news. Previously, we brought you details on the Japanese release date for the PlayStation Vita version of the Empires, which has been set for November 26. Well, hold on to your seats, Dynasty Warriors fans, as Koei Tecmo's announcement may just send you flying. Koei Tecmo America tweeted, quote, Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires is coming to PlayStation Vita on November 24th, not October. While Koei Tecmo Europe tweeted, quote, Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires is coming to PS Vita on November 25th, 2015, end quote. That's right, both Europe and North America Vita owners will be getting their hands on Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires before the Japanese release, with the game being a digital-only release in the West. Not only is this great news in general, it also highlights Koei Tecmo's dedication to bringing their top titles to the West. The PlayStation Vita version of the game will include all previously released DLC, touchscreen support, a brand new co-op and ad hoc mode, as well as crossplay with both crossplay and crossplay. I'm assuming one of those is cross-buy, with both PS3 and PS4 versions. The wait begins, but thankfully it's only 2 months here in the West. And that's the news, but as this is TGS week, I thought we'd also have a rundown of the trailers you might have missed. We had trailers or gameplay footage of some kind from Attack on Titan, Crow's Burning Edge, Urarei Ramono False Mask, Killing Bates Fighter, Digimon World Next Order, Tokyo Ghoul Jail, God Eater Resurrection, Odin Sphere Leaf Thruster, Punchline, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition, Exist Archive, The Other Side of the Sky, Dragon Quest Builders, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, Zodiac, Orcanon Odyssey, Yorononai Kuni, Tokyo Xanadu, Bad Apple Wars, Steins Gate Zero, Darius Burst, Chronicle Savior, Ikinid, Tuyuki no Setsuna, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and Pump BMX Plus. So lots of new stuff there to look at. If you missed it, I'd advise you go over the last week if you've not been keeping up regularly, as there's just been tons of shit.
Well, alright. There's a lot. We should probably go to the next thing, right, Kyle?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So moving on, we move on as usual to talking points and announced release games we're looking forward to from the week and what looks good, Tyler, and all that goodness.
Oh, man. Well, Square Enix has been doing some stuff. A few of their games are looking interesting. That Star Ocean game, that other game, Saga Scarlet, I think. I like RPGs and what Square Enix does, so those are on my radar automatically. What else here? Toukiden 2. I love Toukiden. It's a good game, but it wasn't as good as Soul Sacrifice or Freedom Wars. But definitely a good game. So if they can build upon that and make it awesome, then I am going to be all over Toukiden 2. So I've got my eye on that one for sure. Other than that, I'm sure there's something else I'm missing here, but yeah. From the news, that seems to be it. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I'm looking forward to Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus. So the news about that sounds good to me. I don't really know who any of those girls are, but I hope they're hot. Anywho, moving on. God Eater Resurrection. I'm glad that they're launching a demo because the first God Eater, the PlayStation Portable one that they released on Plus, didn't really catch me. So I'm hoping maybe trying this one will ignite something inside of me that will like God Eater. Because, I don't know. Anywho, so I'm interested in that. I'm also interested in Euro no Naikuni. Keep saying this, and now Koei Tecmo have announced that they're bringing it over for PlayStation 4, and Vita fans were like, what the fuck? So if you want to be nice about it and go over there and request that it's happening, or request it to happen, sorry, they might do it. So there you go.
Get on it.
Yeah, definitely. What else? Rageagon. I downloaded the demo for that on my Japanese account. I haven't got to it really yet. I played like the first couple minutes, but it was mostly skipping through dialogue that seemed important that I couldn't read. So I don't really want to say too much about that, but that game looks really interesting, and I don't know. I'd play it if it came over. Let's just say that. What else? Yeah, Toukiden 2. I don't know. I gotta play Kiwami more. I haven't played Kiwami at all, really. I don't know. Toukiden's just like a weird game. I kind of gotta be in the mood, and it's one of those games that I really like enjoy playing with other people, but don't play as much by myself. So I don't know. I have to figure that one out, maybe. But yeah, lots of good stuff in the trailers too. Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
Super looking forward to that. The trailers looked awesome that they showed this week. The Titan attacking and stuff. It's I gotta see it more in like full, like from you come up to the Titan till you take it down.
There is a video.
Like a full
like
Titan takedown video.
They made a video of them just playing, like at the show.
The PlayStation 4 thing though. Is it I think it's the PlayStation 4 version. I want to see it on the Vita. Like, I want to see how it, runs. That's my thing. Anywho, I didn't want to watch that because it was on PS4. I think I just, gleaned over it. But, yeah, I'm really interested in how it actually, goes down and how smooth it'd be, playing on the Vita. Yeah. So, and I'm not speaking necessarily from a graphics point of view, but I mean actually playing and taking it down, how smooth you could do that.
Yeah.
How not janky it would look. Actually taking something down. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting, but yeah, I gotta see more. Both Digimon Story and Digimon World, the one that's only announced for Japan right now, definitely interesting. Digimon World looks kind of odd because it's a different kind of styled game than Story. It's not, I don't know, it seems like there's more structure and it's kind of often to the left. I didn't really know how it's going to work out, but we'll see. They got my interest. Tokyo Ghoul Jail, that new trailer for that looks pretty cool, so super interested in that. That Punchline game looks really weird. I know they'll never bring it over here, so I hope maybe down the line I get it imported and find some sort of translation because it looks kind of funny. So I'd like to play through that. Steins Gate. Steins Gate 0. So I haven't played Steins Gate yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it just because of other things that I've kind of watched and stuff that are anime based that are kind of like it, and just the description I've heard kind of it. So I've kind of tried to stay away from stuff, and I kind of haven't had a chance to get the game yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. So Steins Gate 0 will be on my radar too if it ends up coming over here. So hopefully it does. I think that's it. So quite a bit for me this week we were talking about, but a lot of it's Japanese only right now, so I'm kind of boned. Short term anyway, short term. You know all this stuff gets announced over here anyway. or most of it anyway.
Right.
Anywho, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Well, all right. Let's jump into that listener mail. I guess.
All right, and you should read the first one there, Tyler. I'll just jump in and make you read the first one.
Okay. Hello, Tyler, Kyle, and fellow Brit Liam, who's not here. I wanted to ask 2 questions. Firstly, what are your most anticipated games for the future, not only in 2015, but for the future in general? Mine would have to be Attack on Titan and Earth Defense Force 2. Secondly, I have Persona 4 Golden, but I still have yet to play the game. Should I wait for a dry period of releases so I can invest as much time as possible, or is the game really too good to wait for? Keep up the good work, Elliot. So, Kyle, answer away.
All right. So your firstly has to do with most anticipated games for the future. That's pretty easy for me. Attack on Titan, Senran Kagura Estival Versus, Sword Art Online, Lost Song. Those are easily my top 3. So, yeah, games. As for the Persona 4 Golden question, dry period of releases. It depends how much you like Vita games and how wide your, I guess, tastes are in Vita games, because really, if you're as kind of crazy as we are about Vita, there's sometimes, like last year, where we had like a week where it was no releases. That was pretty much it. So yeah, I'm not sure that there's necessarily going to be a dry spell for you to play it in, and it's a really good game, so I'd say just play it now. And why haven't you played it already? Yeah, I think that's my answer. What about you, Tyler?
Alright, for your first one, Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Super excited for that. Next week, yo! Corpse Party Blood Drive. Don't really know too much about the Corpse Party games, but it is looking interesting. Also, these are in no particular order. I'm kind of interested in that Earth Defense Force 2 game. Kinda. I'm not really sure yet. Of course, Attack on Titan. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be just... the days are gonna go so slow when I figure out when I can get my hands on it and just rub it all over my face. Anyways, I got a little weird there.
Yeah, a little.
Also, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Really looking forward to that game, and yeah, there's plenty of games I'm excited for, and I'm just gonna go with what Kyle said on the other one. That was pretty much what I was gonna say. So, just play the game. It's so good. It's so good. And then maybe you'll want Persona 4 Dancing All Night. So then there you go. You've already got another game lined up. No dry spell. Anyways, thank you, Elliot, for your question. Let's head on to the next one. Take it away, Kyle.
All right. This one's from Marty at Gus_888 at Twitter. And he asks, how do you feel about PlayStation Mobile being fully down? And then he notes, I haven't switched to my Japanese account since. What do you think, Tyler?
I'm over it. I don't really care anymore. But actually, no. I think I deleted my PlayStation. Now I gotta check. Did I get rid of them? I can't remember if I actually just finally got rid of them. Nope, I still have 2 PlayStation Mobile games. It still sucks, but I mean, I haven't thought about it in a long time, actually. So I mean, I'm whatever about it now. What about you, Kyle?
All right, so I'm of 2 minds. First mind is my own mind and what I think about my own situation, and that's fuck PlayStation Mobile. The only thing I really, really enjoyed on there was Haunt the House Terror Town, and to be honest, I've played it enough. I can live without it now. But as for it shutting down in general, I think that's kind of balls to people who are, bought all these PlayStation Mobile games, especially like other, review sites. I know Vita Player bought a lot of those games to get some reviews up for PlayStation Mobile, and that would just suck if, I I wrote all that stuff or something like that. And then it was like, oh, well, none of this matters now.
Yeah.
Like, oh. So I'm kind of glad we didn't get too much into that at the Vita Lounge. And it kind of makes me feel sad for people who did and people who bought a lot of them and, do stuff that would jeopardize, them staying on your Vita, like switching accounts or, hey, even dropping in something happened or whatever.
All right.
So yeah, that's my opinion. Two opinions, kind of.
Well, all right. Thank you, Marty, for your question. Next up, we've got the usual non-skippo questions, so let's get right into it. Thoughts on this idea? Which categories should exist, and would TVL compete? Now, that's really confusing because you have no context to what I'm saying. But anyways, it is a inaugural Gaming Journalism Awards. So, Kyle, answer that real quick.
All right. So it looks like the Society of Professional Journalists is potentially hosting their first ever Video Game Journalism Awards. They're getting it together and kind of figuring out what their proposal for this idea is going to be. As for, what categories should exist, I had no idea. Journalism is kind of one of those things that's across the board, and especially even video games journalism, you can come at it from like a critical angle, or you can come at it from a completely bonkers angle, and people will read it. So I don't know. It's hard to categorize unless you're just doing straight up genres or something like that. And even then, those are kind of cloudy lines. Thoughts on the idea? Hey, if you can get it to happen, I mean, I'm sure some people like some awards, so I don't know. Sure, yeah. Why not? Would TBL compete? I wouldn't on purpose. Like, I mean, hey, if I got to, put up for that or whatever, that'd be cool. But at the same time, I'm personally more about getting the information out there than looking for some awards. So I don't care that much about it. I don't know. Maybe you feel different, Tyler. What do you think?
No, I pretty much agree with you completely on that.
Yeah, so there you go.
I don't really need recognition for the work I do, but if I get it, it's exciting and feels good.
Feels good just to have people know things and not be like, what's that? Is that a PSP? You're like, fuck.
Yeah. Anyways, Non-Skippo also says, thoughts on the $600,000 Vita stretch goal, and do you believe it's achievable? And it's for a game called Muv-Luv, I think.
Yes, we actually talked about this one a little while back. I think Don Skippo was the one who sent in the question, what do you think about this game getting a Vita Kickstarter? And we were like, or a stretch goal in their Kickstarter, sorry. And we were like, okay, that's cool as long as it's not too big. And then they dropped this shit. And
over $500,000.
Yeah, so I was actually just looking here to try and find what's the base goal for this fucking
I think
game.
it's 200,000.
250,000, and then 400,000 for improvements, including brand new CGs, OSTs, unlockable content, blah blah blah. And then it says some and Vita release, and actually it's been moved. It looks like to 500,000. So
really,
yeah. As of right now, so they're probably like, oh shit, but yeah, even still, 500,000 is kind of bullshit when you're looking at
$500,000.
Yeah, it would be nice, like, well, it would be nice if it was included in the base goal, but
yeah,
I really think that should be like the number 2. Like, fuck those Muv-Luv improvements, just get it on Vita, because if you have another console that brings more people who want to, add money, and then you could work on the other goals, and that just makes sense to me. Yeah. But whatever. So I think it's good that they have it, but it's too high of a start for it. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. I don't know too much about the cost for that, so obviously some of that at least could be needed, but it seems a bit exorbitant for what they're asking compared to what their base goal is and what the game is. It just seems kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. That does seem pretty high for something that I don't really know much about, and I don't know if a lot of people over here would know what it is either, but I could be totally wrong. So we'll wait to see if it gets even close to that. And if it does, then awesome, more Vita games. But that is a pretty high stretch goal. So, anyways, that's our thoughts on that. Thanks, Non-Skippo.
All right, this is the last bit of listener mail, but we've got 4 questions here. This listener mail is from Dragon Awesome Toad at LKRJC on Twitter. And this is a note. We couldn't read all your questions, but we picked some of the ones we haven't talked about recently or at all, so sorry we couldn't read them all. Anywho, first up, do you guys prefer unlockables or DLC? What do you think, Tyler?
It depends, but I'll go with unlockables. And depends because some games, unlockables can be like, hey, you just unlocked this new gun. Sweet, now you're a little stronger. Or DLC, you can buy this gun and become a little stronger. Sweet. So it depends, I guess, but I'll go with unlockables.
Yeah, I agree that it definitely depends because especially if it's free DLC, that might be the better road. But
yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. It can be either or, but
because you can have some pretty shitty unlockables. Like if the unlockables are like,
an emblem.
you have 56 bullets, you can unlock 58 bullets instead of 56. Then I'd be like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Yeah, so it depends on context, but I think definitely unlockables just because it's readily available. You don't have to do anything extra to get it. So DLC, you actually have to go to the store, and some people are like, I don't know what that is, and don't, use shit. I don't know. It just seems easier. So easier is always better. There you go. Moving on. Next question. If you made the Vita, what would you have done differently? Tyler, what would you have done differently?
I would have added either, if I couldn't do both, either clickable analog sticks or R2 and L2. That's it.
Cool.
I like it how it is right now, but those extra input features would drastically change things, I think.
Cool.
You sound so enthused. Cool. Cool.
Not things I want to care about, Tyler.
Okay, then, Kyle, you manufactured that thing. You wrote the plans down. What'd you add?
I wouldn't
or
add
what'd you do
anything.
Differently?
What I would do differently is advertise the fucking thing.
You'd what?
Advertise the fucking thing.
See, that's what I was gonna say, but he was saying made, so I was like thinking of like the actual.
Yeah, if I made the Vita, I wouldn't do anything differently. I'd be like, sweet, I made an awesome product, just like Sony did. But I'd be like, okay, now let's advertise it instead of just been like, well, we made this, now let's put it in the corner and not talk about it ever again.
Okay, all right, touche, Kyle, touche. There
you go.
All right, that's good. Next question.
All right, next question. If Phantasy Star Online 2 came to the West, would you buy it? Would you buy it, Tyler?
Yes. Would you buy it?
No, and here's 2 reasons why.
Isn't it free?
First, yeah, I think it's pretty sure it's free digitally. And second, I don't really care. It's one of those games that, like, when it came out in Japan, there were like people were kind of going crazy or whatever, and they're like, oh, we can get on it with like English servers and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm playing other games, so who cares?
Yeah, I tried playing it on my Japanese account, and it was the worst trying to figure that all out. And I only played it for a little bit. And it was fun, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I couldn't read anything, so.
Yep, you're one of those people caught up in the hype, Tyler.
I played it for like one day, and was like, it's too much.
Can't do that.
Too much. Anyways, next question.
All right, last question. What's your favorite feature about the Vita?
I don't really know. I think I'm going to say something kind of lame, but I'm just going to go with its portability. It's just a really good console that I can bring with me anywhere I want to go. That's my answer. I'm sticking with it.
It's a good answer, Tyler. That's probably the answer I would have picked. Had you not picked it, because you're a jerk. But other than the portability, the best feature I think is it's hard to pick. See, because the battery is good, but it's not that great. I like that I have like a couple hours, but it's not like one of those things where you can like leave the house all day and play Vita all day and then come home and be like, oh yeah, I got battery left. So that's not. The controls are okay, but at the same time, I can pick and choose, things from different stuff that I'd be like, this would go better or whatever. So I can't really say that. The touchscreen I like, but at the same time, it's not a necessity. The touch panel in the back is just complete bullshit. The only thing I use it for is like stupid little things in random games. It's something that could have been completely left off, and other things would have.
But then Monster Monpiece would have been a totally different game.
Well, no, it wouldn't. It would have been the same if you were to just rub with your front finger instead of your back finger.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Anywho,
hurry it up, Kyle. Come on, there's got to be something.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My favorite feature. It's the sum of the parts, not the parts themselves. I think this case, because it's nothing, no one thing that you can pick out other than the portability that stands out on the Vita as far as a feature. But how it comes together and how it works together is what makes the Vita awesome.
Not gonna say near.
No, I'm definitely not gonna say near, Tyler.
Poor
Definitely
near.
not. Definitely not.
We were nearly there.
No, we were never near there. So yeah, my favorite feature about the Vita is how all the features work together.
Lame. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, yeah, that's good. Alright, well, thank you, Dragon Awesome Toad, for your multitude of questions there. Hopefully we answered them the best we could. Let's continue it on. So we're not going to do Guess That Game because Liam's obviously not here, so there's a point for Kyle. And we're going to go to check the... I'm just kidding. I'm not giving Kyle a point. Don't worry. Don't freak out.
I already have 6 points. I don't need any more points, Tyler.
It's 6-3, so anyways. Check this out. Kyle, what are we going to check out?
Alright, well, I've kind of backed myself into a corner, so I'm choosing it. I think that you should check out Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. Not because it's the best Assassin's Creed game, not because it's a perfect game,
Because it's
not
the
because
worst.
it, well, not because it's brand new either, because it's obviously not because there's another version, because you can now get it on PS3, but because
You're selling it so well.
No, listen, if you want to play Assassin's Creed and you want to play it portably, this is the best way to do it. That's just the way it is. There's no other way around it. The PSP games are so just fucking buy it. And it's $6.75 in North America
You're
now.
the worst
So
salesman ever.
Well,
That's like...
I backed myself into a corner, Tyler, and I'm being honest because that's what we do. So I'm telling you why it's a good game, and it's not because of all the extra shit.
Well,
It's because it's portable, and you can play it, and it's Assassin's Creed, and that's it.
hey, I thought it was a pretty good game. It has its problems, but it's good.
It's a good game, but it's not standout. It's if you want to play Assassin's Creed and you don't want to sit in front of your TV, this is the way to do it. But it's not preferable to Assassin's Creed on your TV.
It showed a lot of promise at what we were hoping would be the future.
It was a good base. Somebody should have went back and worked with it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and didn't it sell considerably well?
Yes, it did.
Not counting the PS3 version that was remastered, just the Vita
Yeah,
version alone.
we don't count shit like that.
Yeah, so, which is pretty upsetting that they haven't jumped back in it and continued her story.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about her story. They should have just made another Assassin's Creed.
All right, Kyle. Anyways, go check that game out. if you haven't played it yet, it's a fun game. Threads to look out for. Kyle, what are we going to look at in the threads?
All right. Well, first of all, we have you ever dropped your Vita? So recent joinee of the forum, we'll say, but very active. Sony, not the actual Sony, but some guy named Sony, started this poll, and it's pulling a thread. So feel free to reply or just cast your vote. But he's just talking about dropping your Vita. So have you ever dropped your Vita? Have you ever been like, going to do something that fell out of your pocket, or you get up off your bed in the morning after like falling asleep playing Vita and it like fell on the floor, or you're some idiot and somebody shoved you and it like fell out of your pocket and down the stairs and got stomped on and then run over and your mom got shot and
whoa.
All that. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with it.
I don't know where you're going either.
Some shit happened, yeah, so if some shit ever happened to your Vita, tell us about it, because we'd like to know. Personally, I'm just going to say right now, I've dropped my Vita a couple times now. Once I dropped it outside last winter on the ice, and it like skipped and then like slid across the ice. And it hurt my feelings a bit, but it didn't really do anything to my Vita. And twice now I've dropped it where I had headphones on and I like kind of knocked it off something, but the length of the headphone cord was long enough that it didn't hit the ground. But then at the end of the like pull or whatever, it pulls loose and just like sort of tumbles not very far. But every time it's done that, it like screws up the memory card. So I'm like, and I've done it a whole bunch of times while I was playing games, and I was like, couple of hours into it, and I just drop it, and there goes all my gameplay. So yeah, I have dropped my Vita. I haven't done any real damage. There's a couple like little nicks in the plastic or paint or whatever the hell that is on the outside, and I have a minor, not very noticeable scratch on the front screen. But yeah, shit happens.
It does.
Yeah. Have you ever dropped your Vita, Tyler?
Oh yeah. I cried.
You cried?
I didn't actually cry. When I got my capture Vita, I was like babying it and it slipped and hit the floor and I was like, no!
Yeah, that would be horrible to break. Not just to be a capture Vita. Yeah. Like, which is or like drop it and just break the capture bits in it, like the Vita works for one capture, and you're like, why did I buy this? Yeah,
I'd probably take it apart and try to resolder it or something.
And then it wouldn't work at all.
Well, you gotta do something. It's expensive. Anyways, next thread, Kyle, what is it?
Alright, well the next thread is about audio quality in Vita games. So, user Barcelona, who's quite a wild member of the Vita Lounge forum, is testing out his new headphones on Vita and would like to know which Vita titles you recommend to test them. He said that God of War 1 and 2 had too compressed audio quality to sound good, and Resident Evil Revelations 2 suffers from that as well. What Vita games have high quality audio files? What recommendations do you have? So, if you're looking to help them out, or, you're looking to find some yourself, there you go. There's a thread for that. And just off the top of my head, Killzone Mercenary sounded pretty good, and pretty much anything that's a rhythm game is just bound to sound good. So there you go.
Yeah, I'd go for anything that was like made first on Vita. Those should have decent sound because they were made for the Vita.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Not all of them, obviously. I'm just saying in general, you have a best bet of going that route. Anyways, there's the threads. Quite a bit to check out. Let's get out of here, Kyle.
Sounds like a plan.
So if you've got listener mail or comments, contact us via media services at thevitalounge.net. You can find everything we talked about today at thevitalounge.net. News, reviews, feature art articles, store updates, podcast, a community forum, and a magazine, both digital and physical. You can support the site and get physical copies of the magazine via patreon.com/thevitalounge. And I actually just got issue 5. It just came today, and I've been flipping through it. Looks awesome. Anyways, we're also all on Twitter at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PSVITA Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. We're also on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. And also, this podcast is available on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, and via direct download on the site. There you go. That is episode 94. Liam's a whore.
Yes, Liam is a whore.
We're out of here.